Hello and welcome to Believe Something Better. I'm coming at you, at least for a moment, from the glorious Oregon outdoors. It is nighttime. I'm barbecuing and I'm just sitting out here enjoying the rain. In the Willamette Valley sounds like rain. You can see those little streaks going down, that's drops. So yeah, just super excited to live where I am. I'm actually out in the country. You can see cars driving by. Just rain. So I'm going to be heading back inside and I'll record the rest of this video in there. I can see your face and welcome to episode number 17. I came in from the outside and I'm here to kind of record some thoughts for the New Year's, guys. So I'm looking at 2019. For me, it's still a little ways away. Apparently I have a gray hair that's sticking out right there. It's still a little ways away, and it's just a few days now, and it's 2019. I can't believe it. This year is a big landmark year for me. I turned 30. We're here soon. We're going to mark. So we're coming up on 5 years this year, 2014 to 2015 to 2019. That's 5 years of Believe Better Ministries. When it finally became Believe Better Ministries. So I mean, this is a landmark year for me. This is going to be year 8 of me teaching martial arts as my sole job. So I mean, it's a huge year, and I'm just super excited for what's in store and what's coming up. I mean, it's just so much stuff that's going on. It's just I can't put words to all the things that are going on in my life right now, and I'm just super excited for this year. So with that excitement, though, we temper what we're doing, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. With tempering what we're doing, we want to look at how we do it. Okay, guys, I watched a video here recently about Bibles and multiple Bibles, and is collecting multiple Bibles sinful? Okay, and I really appreciated the response that was given, and the answer: no, collecting Bibles isn't a sin. I mean, I'm sorry, that's obvious, but the point is, the problem is when you take that idol and you put it in the place of God, and sometimes when we get really nice ones, I mean, like this one. This is my Skylar. You all have seen a review of this. I've had it now. What's January? I bought it in October, so I've had it now for 2 months, almost 2.5 months, and it is just an awesome Bible. But it's not my God. That's, I think, the important thing, and that's what this is a big year for me, and I have all these big events coming up, and are those events my God? And that's kind of the question that we need to look at, and then we need to answer, and that's kind of the question that we need to make sure that we're always answering. I wrote a paper called Believe Better Ministries, and essentially it was about a little bit of history of Believe Better Ministries, a little bit of my process, and one of the things that I said in it was, when I'm writing something, when I'm doing something, my biggest prayer that I always have, that I always come back to, is that this is being done for God's glory, not done for my glory. No matter what it is, no matter what I'm trying to accomplish, as long as it's being done for His glory and not mine, it's not going to then become a point of pride in me. It's not going to then try and go puff myself up and build myself up. I'm going to be trying to build up my fellow believers, and that is my goal. That's where I'm trying to go. And then the same thing happens then with our life in any way. So with these events, yeah, we're going to put something special up on the website about the fact that this is year number 5. We're going to I'm going to be celebrating really really big for my 30th birthday, and it's we're going to do a big event at closer to the end of the year for the 8th anniversary of my martial arts studio. But those aren't my God. I'm not worshiping those events. I'm not worshiping those duties that I perform. When I rebind a Bible, I've gotten to the point that I'm doing okay. They're not top line. They're not like a young blood binding, but I'm getting pretty good. This is my Nestle Allen Greek text, and it's fairly floppy. It turned out really nice. It feels really nice in the hand, and I have to admit I'm pretty proud of it, and that's not a problem. But yes, pride comes before the fall and all those sort of things, but it's not a problem to be proud of what we do. It's a problem when we let that pride separate us and become boasting and loud clanging gong. As Paul said, I went through this in the Christmas episode. If I do all these things and I do not have love, then it's nothing. And that's, I think, what we need to come back to for the whole year. No matter what events happening in your life, no matter what you're doing, it's okay to be proud of it. I'm proud of 5 years of Believe Better Ministries. I'm proud of the fact that that Kalitero is moving forward. I'm proud of the fact that this kind of role that I've set up kind of doesn't have an end. I'm proud of the fact that this is 3 or 4 months consistently of videos coming out. Is that a problem? No, it's not a problem, as long as that the Lord is on the throne of my heart and not myself. When I start supplanting the Lord on the throne of my heart with myself, or the Lord from the throne of my heart with a nice Bible that I bought, that's when we start to have a problem. When I supplant him with the ministry, well, the ministry is the most important thing. No, the ministry is not the most important thing. The Lord is the most important thing. The Lord is the reason why we're doing it, and the Lord is the reason. So we worship Him, and that's where we need to always be and always stay. Worship Him. I wear this ring. And I've had the question asked several times, what is the ring that you wear? Especially since people saw the Masonic Bible on my stack, I got that question, well, what's the ring you wear? Because some people know that the Masons wear a ring. Well, it's a dinky little ring that I bought, and it's a sword and shield. Okay, and the sword is made to look like a cross on purpose. On the inside, I don't know if I can get it where it's going to focus on it. Right here. Can't get it to focus. Let's see if I can get it even. Get my face out of the shot here. I can't get it to focus. I'll try. I'm going to put a picture of it, and it's going to pop up right here. But essentially, it says Ephesians 6:13 through 17, which is the passage about putting on the full armor of God, and the sword and the shield is to remind you of the armor of God. And then you get into Ephesians 6. And so you ask the question, what is the armor of God? What does the sword and the shield represent? And when you read through there and you read about the armor of God, you read about the fact that the shield is the shield of our faith, which can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one. And the sword is the word of God, and it's to remind us. I was watching another video on YouTube, because if you want to do something, you have to be steeped in it. If you want to write about theology, you have to read theology. If you want to write fiction, you need to read fiction, so on and so forth. If I want to put videos up on YouTube, I need to be watching videos by people on YouTube and seeing what's happening. And so I was watching this video by by a fellow brother, and he's a Lutheran, and he says, tackling the question of why Lutherans use icons. He says we've used different things in the past, but right now it's really popular to use Eastern Orthodox icons, and all these sort of questions back and forth. And I disagree with his point, but remember, Lutherans are very traditional and liturgical and all that sort of thing. But I agree with one of the major things. He says that these icons, these images, whether they're in Catholic Church, or whether in the Orthodox Church, or whether in the Lutheran Church, are there to remind us. I disagree with that. You go into the Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church, and they very much use their icons and symbols as worship items. And his response for that was the fact that they were commanded to do the same thing in the temple. It was a very flimsy argument, in my opinion. And I'm not going to get into it. That's not my point. I'm not trying to refute him. But my point is that, so I really like that they're what I don't but that what he said was they're there to remind us. He likened it to a children's Bible. You open up a children's Bible. I have two of them right in my daughter's room. The Jesus Storybook Bible and the Zondervan's Adventure Bible, Adventure Storybook Bible, and there are pictures in there to remind you of certain things. Who can see a lion on a cover and not think of the Lion of the tribe of Judah, who is Jesus? Or see a cross and not think of Jesus, and so on and so forth. And so that's kind of what this is. It's there to remind you to put on the full armor of God daily. And so that's all I'm wearing, guys. I'm not replacing, I'm not in a cult. But that's kind of to go into the same thing. If we allow these icons or images or anything, I don't know your background. I don't know if you are Catholic or Orthodox or Episcopalian or Lutheran or something. But if you're allowing these icons to supplant Christ on your heart, it becomes idol worship. If you're allowing the prayer to a saint, which I'm not a Catholic, I don't agree with praying to saints, but if you are a Catholic or an Orthodox or something, and you're praying to the saint, and you're allowing the prayers of the saint to supplant Christ on your heart, Christ on the throne of your heart, that it becomes idol worship. Whether you like it or not, that becomes idol worship. And so that's kind of the big thing. And as we move forward through this year, a new year brings new possibilities and new challenges and all these sort of things. Let's make sure that we keep the Lord on the throne of our heart. And that's going to be kind of Believe Better Ministries' big message for the whole year of 2019. Let's keep the Lord on the throne. Keep him on the throne of your heart. Keep him on the throne of your focus. Keep him on the throne of your worship at church. And so that's kind of that's what I want to convey, guys. That's going to be my big thing, whether that's through prayer to God, whether that's through giving things away, whether that's through cleaning house. And by cleaning house, I mean like looking what's my idols, what am I worshiping instead of God? What's replaced God on the throne of my heart? Even if that's some people can't. There are certain hobbies that some people can't have. I don't know if you noticed at the beginning of this video, I was outside in the Oregon winter, where you could hear all the rain, and I tried to let you guys see it, but we couldn't really see it very well on the video. But I smoke a pipe. Okay, I do it on occasion when I'm outside barbecuing. I don't smoke inside. I don't smoke very often, and that's no big deal. But if I allow that to become an addiction, where I have to feed it, that's going to then become our addictions that we're feeding start to become problems that we have. They start to replace, I guess what I'm saying is, what I'm getting at is they start to replace Christ on the throne of our heart, because we have to feed the addiction, and that's a bad thing. And so that's what it will. Even if it's that, maybe, you know what, maybe you're going to give up cigarettes in 2019 because you're going to replace Christ on the throne of your heart. You're not going to be wasting your money on those packs of cigarettes. And so that's our big message for 2019, guys, that we come back to replacing Christ on the throne of our hearts. And I'm not trying to rub anyone's nose in anything here. Sometimes when a video gets put out, you go and you watch it. I mean, there's been videos that I've watched of different brothers, and they're like, and it's like, oh, they're talking to me, they're rubbing my nose. And so, no, I'm not rubbing anyone's nose in anything. I'm not saying you have removed Christ. I'm giving this as a general kind of announcement and a general message that Believe It or Ministries wants to go out and help to replace Christ on that throne for those who have replaced him with something else. Not saying you have, but saying that if you notice something in your life, and it can be the smallest thing, and that's our message for the new year. So if you like this video, I hope you'll go down below, hit like and subscribe. And as always, for the entire year of 2019, I'm praying that we are going to help you to believe in something better.